Hi learners, let's talk about the art of listening. And this topic is so close to my heart because when I started my personal development journey, I was so passive. Boy, it was just bad. I was so passive to the point that I would even zone out when someone is talking to me. You guys, it was that bad. I remember now as I learned about that, I would talk myself into listening. I had to convince myself that I have to pay attention to whatever this person is saying. So it's been such a journey for me, and I find it very important that we should learn how to listen because it's not just about being heard. We've talked about communication before, but remember there is the one who is talking and then there is the one who is listening. So it's a two-way thing, and both parties are so important for communication to happen. So today I just want us to focus on listening and some of the things that we can do so that we can become better listeners. The first thing is to be present. People love being heard, and I know this for sure because it really bothers me and it makes me feel bad and irritated when I am talking to someone and they are on their phone or they are busy doing something else, and you can see for sure they're not there, they're not present. It's not just about physical presence, it's about emotional, everything about them communicates that they are listening to you. So get rid of all those distractions, get rid of the phone or put it aside for just a few minutes. And in case there's an emergency, there's no harm in letting this person who is talking, the speaker, know that, hey, give me 5 minutes so that I attend to this, so that I can give you undivided attention. Because if you've not communicated that and you're constantly on your phone as they speak, it will really put them off. So make sure to communicate. That's the first thing. Be present. And the next thing is to show that you're listening. And how do you show that? By actions. Sometimes actions speak louder than words, right? People have to see that this person is paying attention. I know sometimes I have a blank face, guys. I have a serious resting face, and it's hard to say that I'm listening, or it's really hard to tell if I'm paying attention, but it's something that I've had to work on. Like when someone is talking to me, I'll try as much as I can to have the eye contact with them so that they don't feel me shifting and drifting. And I realize that when I have an eye contact with someone who is talking, it's hard for me to drift off and my mind to wander into something else. So if you have to have the eye contact, if you have to nod once in a while, lean in closely just to show that anyway I am paying attention, and this person will feel heard, and it will encourage them even to speak more and to share more of what they are going through. The next thing is to have an open mind. You have to listen to the person without judging them, because most often than not, the person who is speaking might have a different opinion from us. And if you're just listening with a very judgy attitude, you'll miss out on some of the things that they are saying that could actually be, like a new learning experience for you. So make sure that you have an open mind. Even if you disagree with them, just hear them out before you can respond if they need a response, because sometimes people just want to talk, right? So have an open mind. And that adds up to something that we talked about some time back, acceptance for others. When you accept others, you take them as they are without judging them, and accepting them wholly as they are, and then building on from there. If it's an argument you had, hear the person out first, and then from there see how you can resolve the conflict, see how now you can come together and work as a team, right? The next important thing is listen to understand, not to reply. I have been a victim of this so many times. There are some things that people say and the answer in you is just burning up. You're just burning up with, anticipation, like when do I get my time to speak so that I can say this? But listen to understand what this person is saying, not to respond. And for example, if this person who is talking has like 5 points to share, and you're stuck on the first one because you have a response already in your mind, you'll miss out on the rest 4 points because you really want to respond to the first point. Yeah. So listen to understand everything, so that now when you're responding, it's from a like a place of understanding, right? And sometimes I've had to catch myself so that I don't respond, because as I say, that burning answer within, you just want to say it, but you miss out on a lot. So practice that too if you want to become a better listener. The next thing is to reflect and clarify. You want to be responding to things that you've understood, and that's where clarification comes in. Ask questions like, if I hear you correctly, this is what you mean, or do you mean, and then da 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 da. Add the thing that the person said. Of course, you can paraphrase it so that they can see your level of understanding of that issue, so that they know if they should repeat it, So clarifying is so important in the art of listening, and that doesn't mean you clarify with everything, surely. I'm sure there are things that you've caught, but it's a good practice for you to once in a while check in with this person to confirm that whatever they are saying aligns to what you've understood. So that is what clarifying helps with when it comes to listening. Don't interrupt is the next point, and this one is closely related to the one we just talked about, listening to understand and not to reply. So don't interrupt a person, let them finish what they are saying, because they can lose their trail of thought. And sometimes when someone is processing emotions, they just want to say the whole thing. They want to share the thing as it comes, as raw as it is, because when you interrupt, somehow you break that, processing of emotions, and it might be hard for them even to come back to it. It's okay to allow the person to speak. Sometimes it's okay because they might be sharing just for you to hear them out, not for you to respond. So learn how to listen without interrupting, and then after that you can give your opinion if it is needed. So don't interrupt someone when they're talking, especially if they're sharing such a sensitive issue that is so emotional. And how can you listen without being patient? There are people who can speak and speak, and if you're not in a position to hear them out, it's okay to let them know, hey, I'm in a rush, I need to be somewhere, please allow me to talk to you about this later, or I can give you, can we talk about this another day? But please, you need to be patient to hear this person out. A good listener is patient. A good listener does not rush someone in talking, in sharing. They pay attention, they sit and wait, and the person pours out their hearts to them. And most of the times when you need to talk to someone is to process emotions. So how do you rush that process? You need to be patient so that this person can feel heard. Having worked with teens before, I have noticed that's one of their characteristics. They love it when people are patient with them, because teens have a lot of emotions happening, right? And they are processing so many hormonal changes in their body, and they just like it when people are patient and hear them out instead of rushing them through the process of talking. And they open up actually more to you when you are there present and you're not in a hurry to leave. So be patient whenever you're listening to someone, and if you're not in a position to hear them out at that time, please communicate so that they don't feel rushed. Also, a good listener gives feedback, and just a disclaimer, it's not always needed. Sometimes it's okay to not give feedback, but if you have to give it, make sure it's expressed in such a constructive way, in a way that does not break the other person, but it shows also that you're listening to them and you're paying attention. So you want to give feedback whenever it's needed, and most of the times the person will be like, what do you think, or did I do the right thing? And then now you can share your views or your thoughts concerning that topic. So give feedback if it's needed. The next point, nonverbal cues. Pay attention to that. This is so important, guys. It's those subtle things that people communicate without communicating, without words. Sometimes it could be just the person playing with their phone, or fidgeting, or holding something on their hands and biting their nails, or looking away and looking down. Those things communicate a lot. So you as a listener, you need to pay attention to those things, because they could be saying that, hey, I'm not comfortable sharing this with you, or it's hard for me to share this with you. I'm trying, but it's hard. It doesn't mean they don't want to talk to you, but it's just a hard thing for them to share. It could mean that they need more time to process it. It could mean that they want you to probe further, or they are worried about what's happening, and you need to assure them that you're listening and that you're there for them. Sometimes it's just a call for, you can drift away from this for just a second for me to compose myself so that I'm able to speak. So pay attention to those nonverbal cues. Sometimes even silence could be a moment of you asking questions. So nonverbal cues are so important when it comes to listening. Alright, these practices should set you up to be the best listener around, that people will be like, I love sitting with so and so because they listen, they give their feedback, they see that they are paying attention. So I really hope you found this helpful. Leave a comment, let me know what habits that you work on or something that you're picking up. And yeah, give this video a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe in case you haven't, and see you in one of my other videos. Bye.